All right, and welcome to the final video. We're just going to go ahead and make our quick little game here with everything that we learned. It's going to be relatively quick. I'm going to speak quickly, move quickly, and all that other fun stuff. So to begin, I went ahead and deleted my test actor and my coins, and I'm just going to go ahead and manually place them in the world. You might notice that they are slightly different. That's okay. Let's go ahead and open up the coin, go to the cube, and what I did is I hit this arrow to return it back to the prototype grid. I just wanted something that wasn't like the same white as the platform so you could see it. Another thing I noticed is our sphere is a little small. So let's go ahead and bring that up to about 675. It's inheriting from the parent, which is fine. So now we can actually see and properly hit things as we need to. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let's go ahead and add another one here. This value could be 1. I'm going to go ahead and do a value of 5. This one could be 10. It's like a reward as you keep going, right? So let's go ahead and add maybe like 15 here. Let's go ahead and move this to this platform. Let's go ahead and do like 20 here. And then on like this semi-last platform here, we'll do like a big one. We'll do 50. So let's go ahead and hit save. We'll go ahead and test that out. We'll jump, collect the coins, collect the coins. We're collecting all the coins. Awesome. Doing a quick little jump, quick little jump, quick little jump. Jumping. Nice little obstacle course. And then this will be our win. So we need something to say that, hey, we won. All right. Let's go ahead and open up here. We'll right click and do a blueprint class of an actor. We'll call this BP winning volume. A volume is going to be basically an empty collision or a square that will kind of just serve as a signal for us. So let's go ahead and open this up. We're going to go ahead and add a box collision, compile and save. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and click that box collision. There should be a line thickness. Let's add that to 5 is way too big. Good Lord. Let's do 2. The reason why we're doing this is if we stick this out into the world, if we didn't do 2 and we did 1, that would be really, really, really hard to see. So we hit the R key and kind of just make this a little bit bigger. Bring this up a bit. Center it. Oops. Center it. There we go. Let's make this a little wider this way, a little wider that way, and just kind of just cover the entire platform, right? Awesome. And what we'll do is go back into here, make sure our box is clicked. Let's scroll down. Let's check our collision presets and make sure that's overlapping the pond. That means our player could be detected. Perfect. Let's keep scrolling down here and go to on component begin overlap. Awesome. Let's check for our actor, first person character. Great. And then what we're going to do here is do a print string, and we're going to say game 1. Awesome. And then what we could go ahead and do here is go back to our level, and let's make another volume here. And let's just duplicate this. Control D for duplicate. BP losing volume. We'll go ahead and open this up. And instead of saying game 1, you'll say game lost. Hit compile and save. Go back to our level. And what we're doing here is just creating a losing volume underneath the map. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So let's go ahead and zero this out. Perfect. It's below the map. I'm clicking R and I'm dragging these two, and we're going to make this pretty big. And we'll just kind of make it a little bit bigger like this too, just for argument's sake, and just making sure that it's completely below our map. Great. Now that that's set, Control Shift S, clicking play. Let's make sure both are working. Game lost. Awesome. And then click play again. I'm going to kind of ignore the coins and just kind of get to the end here. I'm losing at my own game. Look at that. That's okay. Go ahead and move right here. Perfect. Jumping. Oh my gosh, I'm about to edit this out, and I don't really want to. Do you get the point, though? If you could make it in one shot to your winning volume, great. I'm actually not doing something kind of inductive to how we should be playtesting. I'll show you in a second. And look at that, game one. If you wanted to test something that actually worked, what you could have just done, I don't know why I didn't do this, you could have just put it right here. So that way, and then what we could do is do visible, right? Or actually, let's see, is it hidden? Actor hidden in game, it's unfall, so we could just go ahead and click save. It might not show the volumes, that's okay. But I could run it to where that volume is and just say game one, which is fine. So what I want is I could do a reset or I could do a level 2. So let's kind of have some fun with that. So um, let's go to our player character really quick. So let's go ahead and open up first person blueprints, go to our player character, and we're going to do something on begin play. So let's actually scroll in here. I could just hit P and click, and it says event begin play. Let's go ahead and go to player location, but instead of player location, let's do player starting location. Awesome. Hit compile and save. So when we launch our game and hit play, what we want to do is hold down Alt, and we're going to set our starting player location to a specified area. What we're going to do is hit right click and say get player. Oops. Let's do get actor location. There we go. Target is self, and we're going to go ahead and hit save. And then what we'll do here is when we go into the losing volume, let's reset. Let's, as the BP first person character, we're going to do set location, set actor location. And we're going to go ahead and grab this and do our player start location. We could plug both of these in here, right? And let's just clean this up just a little bit. Actually, what we could do here is make it a little bit more fancy. Let's do a reroute, a reroute. We'll do another reroute. There we go. Perfect. So what we could do is we have our starting location. If I want to run off the edge, boom. It says game lost, and I went ahead and restarted exactly where I was. So now what we could do is create like a level 2 if you'd like. So for that, let's just move this, holding down the Alt key. Let's put this over here. Awesome. And when we get to this winning volume, what we want to do is set our new location, right? So let's go to our first person character. Let's go ahead and duplicate this variable, and we'll do player, we'll call it next level location, right? Compile and save. When we begin, we do want to set the next level location. And let's go ahead and figure out how we want to do that. There's a few different ways. We could use a another reference in here. Let's actually see what options we have on our next level character. Actually, we might not even need to set it here because we could set it to where we need. Let's go ahead and do instance editable. And let's go ahead and do a show 3D widget. And maybe an expose on spawn. Actually, you know what? Let's do this instead. Let's put it on the winning volume. Sorry, we're discussing different things. Let's delete that variable, compile, save. Let's put it on the winning volume. What we'll do is create a variable, make sure it's going to be a vector, and we'll call this next level start location. And we're going to go ahead and call this a vector, compile, and save. Let's make this instance editable, and we're going to show the 3D widget. So what that's going to do is when we go back to this level, let's go ahead and click on our next level start location. And if you see here, we actually have a widget. And let's go ahead and make sure that we could select that widget. Perfect. And now what that does is it allows you to move what you need. So let's go ahead and say our next start location is over, oh, here we go, over here. Let's call it like right here. Great. And what we could do on that winning volume code is now we could do the same thing we kind of did on the losing volume. I can get actor location, set this here, copy paste. As first person character, let's add a reroute node and a reroute node. Plug this in here. Press Q to make it even. Oops. Bring this out just a smidge. And our new location could be our next level start location, right? So let's go ahead and test that out. Let's go ahead and finish our level. Awesome. We're moving. Oh, I just hit a game lost. Interesting. What happened there? Let's do some debugging really quick. I'm wondering if it's because we moved a little too far down here. So let's do this. Let's bring this up higher. How about that? And then we'll click here. Oopsies. There we go. Our next level start location. We'll go ahead and bring this up. And just for test purposes, let's go ahead and bring this volume down a little bit, right? Just so we could test it. Because what I don't want to do is constantly have to go through the level over and over and over again. So let's go ahead and bring this up here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and play. And we should be able to go through the volume. Game 1. But unfortunately, it's not bringing us to our location. So let's figure out what we could do here to make this work. We have our winning volume, because what it's doing is it's bringing us right to our own volume. But what we want to do is have our location here, our X, Y, and Z. So let's go ahead and go into our winning volume. Pass failed, game volume. There we go, because we didn't set it. So in begin play, let's go ahead and set this to our correct volume that we want. You know what? For the sake of this, let's do something like this. Let's do 3D widget. Let's add a component here to our object. So underneath the box here, let's add a scene component. What this is going to be is just essentially like where we want our characters to spawn. So let's call this new level location. Perfect. Then what we could do here is I believe we should be able to just grab it right here. Our new level location. Yep, it could be moved separately. Or we could just kind of move it exactly where we want it. Let's try right there. Go ahead and go to winning volume. Go to our code here. Drag this out. Get world location. Plug it in, compile, save, press play. Awesome. And now we're here at level 2. So let's go ahead and move this back to where we had it on top of this little box. There's a few more things we're going to have to do to clean up. That's okay. Let's click here and make sure our new level location is going to be where we need it. Now, if you wanted to, you can add a static mesh to this. You could add something to it so you could better see what's going on. That's fine. We're just doing this as a super quick game. Let's go ahead and delete the old component here. And let's clean up our levels. So we have our lighting, we have our level design. Let's go ahead and call these, move to create new folder. We'll call these coins, and then we'll go ahead and do these, move to create new folder. We'll call these volumes. Perfect. So now what you have is a fully functioning mini game. You have a game where you could jump off and lose. Oh no. You have a game where you could jump up through all your components here, your content, and again, make your own custom level, have fun with it. Very simple obstacle course with some coins. And then look at that. Game 1. Awesome. Congratulations. You made your very first little game. You witnessed some debugging. You have all of your notes. We have everything clean and organized. If you see anything a little weird or a little off, please, please, please feel free to practice doing reroute nodes and fixing up all of these components to make sure they look nice and pretty. Another exercise I recommend you doing, if you'd like to, is go through and comment what you did. If you understand what we're doing here, then comment it out. You could select these things and press C to add your own comments. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I'm glad that you possibly have learned something. And welcome to game design. Stay tuned for additional series. And what we're going to be doing is making some toolkits. The toolkits will break down like modular components, right? So in a RPG, you'll probably have simple combat and inventory, some crafting. So those components will be added to that toolkit separately. And then you could use that toolkit to put on a portfolio piece. You could use that toolkit to use as a framework for your future project. And then the following series after those toolkits will be a build out. So the first one coming up in is Escape Room. If you've played Liminal Space or like Escape the Backrooms, we're going to be making a simple toolkit that showcase major components and features of that. And then after that toolkit is done, what we'll do is actually build out a fully functional game that encompasses that. This is just to get your feet wet and get you comfortable with the editor and what you can do. I hope you had a ton of fun, and I'll see you in the next one.